used to feel like life was passing me by, trapped in a cycle of scrolling social media, stuck in bad habits, and watching my goals slip further away. It was like living life on a beat, repetitive, uninspired, and going nowhere. But I found a way out, and it wasn't about waiting for a lucky break or a perfect moment. It was about making a deliberate choice to become someone new. Here's the story of how I broke free from that rut, and the 8 steps that can help you do the same, with practical ways to transform your life starting today. 1. Decide to cut off the old you. The word decision comes from the Latin root meaning to cut off. I love that. It's not just choosing something, it's severing ties with the past. When I realized I was stuck, I knew I had to stop being the person who scrolled TikTok for hours or skipped workouts. That version of me couldn't coexist with the person I wanted to become, someone fit, articulate, successful. Imagine your car gets stolen. You can't keep relying on it to get to work. You'd have to bike, walk, or Uber. The same goes for your life. If you decide to be someone who reads daily or crushes sales, the old you, the one who doesn't do those things, ceases to exist. I started making choices as if I were already that new person. For example, to stop doom scrolling, I set a 5-minute screen time limit on TikTok. Small tweaks like this reinforced my decision, aligning my environment with my new identity. Ask yourself, who do you want to be? Decide today, and cut off the habits that don't serve that vision. 2. Embrace disappointment as fuel. For too long, I listened to feel-good messages telling me to love myself as I was. But deep down, I was disappointed. I knew I had more to give, more impact, more potential, and I was wasting it. That disappointment wasn't a burden, it was a wake-up call. Instead of sugarcoating my reality, I leaned into it. I'll never forget the annual dinners with a family friend who was brilliant, well-read, and successful. He'd talk about politics and world events, and I'd sit there, silent, realizing I had no opinions because I spent my time watching TV instead of reading the news. It stung. But instead of brushing it off, I used that discomfort to act. I subscribed to The Economist and The Wall Street Journal, diving into topics I'd ignored. By the next dinner, I had something to say. Don't shy away from disappointment. It's a signal you're meant for more. Let it push you to take action. 3. Paint a clear picture of your future. For 3 years, I gave up on my goals. I was insecure, terrified of judgment, and convinced I'd fail. I even turned down a speaking opportunity at a conference because I was too scared to be seen. Sitting in the audience, watching others contribute, I realized I was choosing to stay small. That moment was a turning point. I refused to be the person who hid anymore. I sat down and wrote out what I wanted my life to look like in 5 years. Personally, I wanted deeper friendships and a vibrant family life. Professionally, I wanted mentors who challenged me and opportunities to lead. Financially, I set specific income goals and dreamed of supporting charities that mattered to me. Writing it down gave me clarity. I wasn't just dreaming, I was designing a blueprint. Grab a notebook or your phone's notes app and do the same. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Be specific. That vision will guide every decision you make today. 4. Make progress every day. Big dreams are built on small daily wins. I used to think change required massive leaps, but I was wrong. It's the incremental steps that shift your trajectory. My secret? Plan the night before. I never leave my office or go to bed without mapping out the next day's schedule. I look at my appointments, decide what books or podcasts will move me closer to my goals, and slot them in. For example, if I wanted to be well-read, I'd schedule 20 minutes to read a chapter of a business book. If I wanted to grow my network, I'd set a coffee meeting with a mentor. I also started tracking my progress, graphing sleep hours, workouts, or income. Seeing those lines trend upward kept me motivated. Without measurement, it's easy to feel like you're stuck, even when you're not. Pick 3 things that matter most to you: fitness, learning, finances, and track your daily progress. Those small deposits compound into a life you love. 5. Change your environment. When I was in college, I'd do homework in bed, feeling trapped and uninspired. Life felt like an endless grind. Then I started studying at Starbucks or hotel lobbies. The change was instant. I felt sharper, more alive. I'd dress a little nicer, do my makeup, and suddenly I felt like the person I wanted to be. Your environment shapes your mindset. If you're stuck, get out of the spaces where you feel trapped. If your home office drags you down, work from a library or a co-working space. If a negative coworker saps your energy, ask your manager for a desk change. If social media feeds keep you scrolling, curate them to inspire you. Follow thought leaders, not drama. Even small shifts, like rearranging your workspace or studying in a new setting, can break the cycle. Where do you feel stuck? Leave that place today and find an environment that lifts you up. 6. Stop treating education as entertainment. I used to binge motivational videos, thinking I was being productive. In high school, I watched an inspirational movie about a gymnast instead of studying for my AP exam, convincing myself it was learning. But consuming content without acting on it is just entertainment in disguise. I see it now with people who watch endless videos on marketing or money making, feeling productive but going nowhere. My rule changed everything. After every video, podcast, or book, I do something immediately. If I watch a video on social media growth, I draft a post. If I read about leadership, I schedule a mentoring session. Action turns knowledge into progress. Next time you watch a video like this, pause and ask, what's one thing I can do right now? Maybe it's signing up for a course or emailing a potential collaborator. Don't move to the next video. Act first. 7. Distance yourself from unsupportive people. Not everyone in your life will cheer for your transformation. I learned this from my mom, who had a genius way of moving on from relationships that didn't serve her. Instead of dramatic breakups, she'd quietly get busy with her own goals, creating distance naturally. No fights, no blame, just a shift in priorities. I started doing the same. If I spent weekends partying with friends who didn't share my ambitions, I'd fill those nights with activities that moved me forward, reading, networking, or working on a project. I didn't make them wrong, I just made myself unavailable. Check your calendar. Are you spending time with people who hold you back? Cancel one lunch or coffee date that doesn't align with your goals. Fill that time with something that builds the new you. It's not about cutting people out. It's about prioritizing your growth. 8. Say no to distractions. I used to fill my Saturdays with fake errands, nail appointments, Target runs, lunches, convincing myself they were essential. In reality, they were distractions keeping me from investing in myself. Saying no is powerful, and sometimes it means saying no to yourself. I started questioning my must-dos. Did I really need to browse Target for an hour, or could I spend that time learning a skill? Now, I say no to anything that doesn't align with my goals. If a habit or routine isn't moving me toward my dream life, it's out. This isn't about deprivation, it's about focus. Look at your week. What's one thing you can say no to? Maybe it's an extra Netflix episode or a coffee date that drains you. Replace it with something that moves you forward, like signing up for a class or starting a side hustle. Every no to a distraction is a yes to your future. Breaking free from a rut isn't about grand gestures, it's about deciding to be someone new, embracing discomfort, and taking small, deliberate steps every day. Cut off the old you, design your future, and surround yourself with environments and actions that support it. The life you've been dreaming of is waiting. Just start saying yes to the right things and no to everything else.